first harvest of mint for the year. I'm gonna get a tray and lay it all out here in the sun and let it dry so that I can start putting it away for stores for winter. Okay, so now I took all of that mint and broke it down into its individual types of mint. This is a chocolate mint, and I just cut the little tiny branches off, or if they were big leaves attached to bigger sticks, I cut the big leaves off. And then I use either a basket with a plastic lid on top, or my grandma always used her aluminum trays, her aluminum baking cake pan set that she had. You can get these at like farm stores, big box farm stores. This one is a strawberry mint, and then a lid on top. And then this one is just regular peppermint. And then again, I just cut it off. That's the top, or the big leaves off the stem. And with regular peppermint, it's generally just big leaves and a big stem, or the tops. And then I take the stems, and let's go on back and show you what I did back there. Now, all Grandma did was, like I said, basket, cookie sheet. Well, not cookie sheet. She said never use cookie sheets because they don't work quite like the aluminum cake pan does. This is the pan, this is the lid. Because they get hot, especially on the cement block. My grandfather actually had a cement block on the side of both of their houses that they had when I was growing up, so that she could do things just like this, use the hot cement block for certain types of gardening projects that she did. And one of them was drying, and it's just a basket or aluminum baking dishes or baking pans, and a plastic. This is just one of those totes. Put it on there, and high heat of the day, depending upon how hot it is, what time of year it is, these ones are going to take 24 hours of drying, and it's 24 hours of sun. That doesn't count dark, just 24 hours of sun. So they're going to be out here, and I'll bring them in at night. They'll be out here for like 2.5 days before they dry. And then if it's the high heat of summer, like the middle of June to the middle of July, here on the plains it's generally the middle of July to middle of August. It can take one day, you know, 1 10-hour day, and they'll be completely dry. Alright, I'm going to take you in back and show you the other stuff that I do. Okay, this is a brand new mint one that I just got. I cut back 4 of the bigger branches and left the center middle branch and a couple of the smaller ones on there. Just let it go. Because they grow suckers off of their knuckles, off of these plants, and farther out and out and out, and spread off the arm. See how this is a fallen arm, and the suckers are growing off of the arm that I had folded over last fall and planted and shoved in there. This whole thing is attached to one big fallen arm all the way through. These are, and then what I did was over here, see, if it's fall and it's time to close down the bed, you just fold the arms over. I'm always picking these stupid tree seeds, and they're horrible. See why I say if I lived in the country and this was my own property and I was allowed to do what I want, I'd just cut that stupid tree down anyways. It's just a pain in the butt tree all the way around. The amount of leaves it drops, the amount of spotty shading it creates. I don't like that tree. Look at that. I've always got a battlefield of old trees and piles of the tree seedlings of my beds always. Okay, back to the mint. So if it's fall and you're wrapping up the garden for the year, you fold the long arms over and bury them under dirt, and you get that over there. If it's spring and summer, you just cut them down to at least the first knuckle where there's still leaves growing, and this will automatically like set out a sucker root and bolt itself in, and then grow these two things here, leaves here, will come up and grow a big tall and start growing more of the longer arms. You just clip the big fat ones. And then I've got, see, all these arms here. You want to make sure it has at least 2 knuckles. These knuckles are where the leaves are growing off. All you do, and this is after you've harvested in the spring and the summer, you just like if it's fall, you bury the arm. Now, not all of the arms will take off, heck no, but you have a higher chance, and every single time you harvest, you replant the stems in, unless you want to keep the stems for like your essential oils and stuff. But I'm trying to start a big giant bed of mint here, so I'm burying the arms to get my and help jumpstart propagation. That's all you do, is push the arm in to the dirt, cover it up, push the arm into the dirt, cover it up. These are tree seedling corpses. Add them to the pile, the battlefield. See, sunflowers are popping up here from the birds stealing sunflowers out of my back garden bed here for a while. I had to go and get bird feeders and bird seeds because the birds were going to town, and apparently they even stole tomato seeds and brought tomato seeds over here. Wow. Lovely. Interesting. No wonder I was having so many problems getting plants to grow. I got all kinds of stuff popping up everywhere, guys. Alright, so that's how I do my mint. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you. Here's a perfect example. I did the other ones down on that end down there that weren't growing. I clipped them earlier and prepped them, but here's an example of one I haven't gotten to yet. See, this doesn't seem like it wants to come back this year. Now, it may mean it's dead. It may mean it's just struggling to get a jump start. So what you do is you get as much of the dirt off of it as you can, and then I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just cut back as close as I can to the root, or even pull, because that will kickstart. See, you can hear the roots still attached. It's still got good roots. It just needs to have its stems jump started. Now, it's not a guarantee to help your thing take off, to help your mint take off. By no means is this a guarantee, but it can help it, and it can give your mint new life. Bruising up a more beat up stem here That's one of those ones I buried, and as you can see, it's actually got good growth going on. So if we shave that back a little bit, see how way down here, that's a mint. Right there, that's a piece of mint. A new arm coming up from the mint, and it's struggling. So by doing this, we're going to have the plant be putting a bunch of energy into the now newly clipped, because clipping it propagates it. That's the way these type of plants grow. So there we go. Breaking off all the breakable arms, bruising any of the arms that aren't breakable, and it just jump starts and encourages it to grow. So let's hope this comes back, because this is a strawberry mint, and my husband really liked his strawberry mint. So there we go. We'll see what happens. Strawberry mint, chocolate mint. These two chocolate mints I just got and planted from the organic generational greenhouse farm here in town. They have a booth over in town. It's called Hildebrandt's. If you happen to be in the Fargo, Moorhead area of North Dakota, Minnesota, I will leave a link down below to their Facebook page. They are a wonderful family, 3rd generation. Gotta go check them out. That's where I get my plants. So what I did was I planted them and then cut them all back to encourage all the suckers down on the bottom roots to plant themselves in and grow out. Same here. And then same with that one down there. This one came back this year all on its own. This is a, is this strawberry or cinnamon? I think this is a strawberry mint. But there we go, guys. That's how I do my mint. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you in the next one. And remember, everyone, stay positive. Bye. Here we go, you guys. This is my chocolate mint. And as you can hear, it's all dry. They've been in the sun for a total of about 14 hours. Now my jar doesn't want to open. They've been in the sun for about 14 hours. Depending upon what the herb or the spice is, all depends upon how long it's going to take to dry in the sun. Next time I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper under here so the mint doesn't fall in the cracks. Then all I do is put it in a jar that seals good and tight and has a rubber seal on it. That's why I save and reuse store jars for things like this. And just to keep it fresher that much longer, I stick it in the freezer. Now, it will create moisture on the inside of the jar, so if you're going to be pulling it in and out of the freezer, make sure you don't ever at any point let it sit out on the shelf or on the counter and unfreeze, because then it'll start bringing moisture in. If I have pieces falling into the wayward cracks, the power of the crack. Alright, the chocolate one is all done. Let's check on the strawberry mint. Nope, this needs a little bit longer. There's still some slightly tender spots. And I can guarantee you that the big mint and the big peppermint leaves are definitely not dry. Am I right? Am I right? Oh yeah. Some of them are slightly dry. A few are completely dry, but most are still quite wet. So we're just going to leave this. This is probably going to take most of tomorrow to dry out also. And then I'm going to put my chocolate mint in the freezer and let my strawberry mint keep drying. Alright guys, that's how I dry my mint, collect my mint. I've also harvested large quantities and hung it up with string and hung it from the closet or from the ceiling to let it dry. That works also. The choice is all yours. So, alright guys, we'll see you in the next one. And remember, stay positive. Bye.